Thanks for tuning into the Texas Scratch King channel. In this video you will hear 3 short stories about 2 champions and 1 grand champion. Let us begin with the Plumbers champion Chance, a 4-time winner. Chance's first match was into Desert Rats Hammerhead and it was at 39 pounds. But Hammerhead came in at 40 pounds. While Chance hit the 39 pounds right on the dot. Since Chance traveled to their place in Arizona, it was decided to go for the match and not collect the forfeit. That was a big mistake on our part, as Chance showed no mouth and was dehydrated. Hammer sucked up on that ear for 1 hour and 37 minutes until Chance weakened and picked up. Chance made a scratch on his belly wanting more of that ear whipping he was taking. LOL. Match number 4, and the opportunity for a dog that truly deserves to win a championship is made. A contract is made into Steve Spike again at 43 pounds. Spike came in light to the tune of 41 pounds. And is from unknown breeding. He had shown his worth by winning previously in 1 hour and 57 minutes. Chance barely made the weight at 43 pounds. At release, Spike went to the head trying to hold off Chance. But by 7 minutes, Spike had tired and Chance quickly took control of the front end and stayed there for 10 minutes. Spike was picked up and made a dead game scratch at 20 minutes. Chance's second match was against SP Kennels Rock and it was at 44 pounds. Rock was a brown dog from Jimmy Boots and Crumb breeding and was said to have won too. Rock came in at 44 pounds and this time Chance came in at 43 pounds. Both dogs went at it fast to the front end and then swapping in the rear end. Chance's mouth was getting to Rock and he slows. Chance takes advantage of this and works the dog over. A pair of scratches each and Rock quits on his third at 1 hour and 5 minutes. It was time to step up, so Chance was matched into Smith and Walton's Tater at 43 pounds. Smith shows with a brown and white dog that was a son of Smith's Blake. Both dogs came in light from the trip to California and they tipped the scales at 42.5 pounds each. Glenn handled and conditioned Chance and is a member of Scratch and Stitch Combine. Tommy handled Tater and they start with a bang as they are both getting up in the hind quarters. Then Chance to the gut. Tater slows down and looks winded as Chance begins to get stronger. Chance had Tater down by the 45-minute mark and Tater was not heard from again. Chance lost his first one. But a lesson of bringing them to the right weight was learned. Next, let's take a look at LaFonz's CH Rolex, a 4-time winner. In early 1993, LaFonz and Bird drove their bitch Shaba out to Windy City Combine to breed her to Champion Reno. 6 pups were born, with Bird getting 3 and LaFonz getting 3. LaFonz favored a little Buxton male and called him Rolex. When Rolex was 10 months old he was sold to Paul of the Jersey Boys. When Rolex reached about 12 months old we had a quick look at him. He showed good signs at his young age. I later bought Rolex back from Paul when he was about 15 months old. A local guy in New York had a male from Kenny Gaines that he had open. So I took a chance in my young prospect. Match number 1. We hooked into the Ranger and his Diablo dog at 40 pound. With Joe D doing the honors. The pace was fast. Rolex started in the chest and front end with Diablo on defense. After 5 minutes, Diablo gets Rolex out with a nose hold. It's all Diablo, till about the 30-minute mark. Then Rolex starts to come back working the chest. After 2 scratches each, Diablo is picked up in 44 minutes to fight another day. His second was into second to none and the 38 dog at 40 pounds. It was very hot that night with Jersey Boys with T doing the honors. They go at it fast with Rolex working the chest. And it's over in 20 minutes. When 38 don't run his first scratch. For his third, I was hooked into Full Force Kennels Jr. at 41 pounds. This show didn't take place as we traveled to Brick City from upstate New York, and when we got there, they wanted us to travel another 3 hours to Philly. So, I later got him hooked into Strictly Business. With them using a son of Grand Champion Buster Brown named Blizzard at 41 pounds. With second to none doing the honors. They go at it fast with things even. They both run 7 scratches each. By then Rolex has gotten to the front end and he is declared the winner in 1 hour and 7 minutes. Rolex made his championship at the age of 2. When most bulldogs are just getting started. Unfortunately he passed away 3 days after his last match. He was bred 3 times before he died. Only 7 survivors from the 3 breedings. From those 7, he produced OTS's Champion Casino and Mr. Kilroy's Tin Man, who was a 2-time winner and 1-time lose being picked up game. His son Champion Casino also produced the 2-time winner Loco. There is only 1 dog living off of Champion Rolex and she'll die with us. Now let's take a look at the Champion Jumong, the 4-time winner. RTK's Champion Jumong 4-time winner was purchased by Dong of RTK as an 8-month-old pup. He was a double-bred son of Champion Ren Ren's Daredevil 4-time winner. one-time lose, and came from the breeding efforts of Ren Ren and Ariel, who is now with Team Corvinus Kennel. Soon after, Dong came to having possession of the said pup. He and Jay of RTK decided to bump Jumong, just to see if he would start out early. They decided to try their new acquisition against a one-time winner. One-time lose brindle called Trigger. Upon release, Jumong went for Trigger's neck. Dong, Jay and the others who saw the supposed bump could not believe how an 8-month-old pup was pulled his own weight against a hard-biting and well-experienced gladiator like Trigger. And the bump became a 15-minute roll. The same incident happened again when Jumong was rolled again not long after. Jay thought it would be best to see how Jumong would handle himself against a face dog. And so they rolled him against a black dog called Junior. Jumong quickly rode Junior's head and punctured a gaping wound. Jumong dominated Junior so bad that nobody noticed that 38 minutes had elapsed. Everyone present seemed to enjoy how the 33-pound Red Carver Bolio pup throw his weight around against a much older dog. This roll became what would have been a game test to many. For Jumong's third roll, he went against Junior's sire, a black 36-pound dog called Domon. The bigger dog was first to get a decent hold and pop a bleeder. However, Jumong broke free and gave him hell. Just a little past 5 minutes. The roll was stopped to spare the life of Domon. Seeing how well Jumong had acted in rolls, Dong, Jay and the rest of RTK decided to hook the young dog up for an OTC match before they ruined Jumong with rolls. At that time, RTK was negotiating with Maligno Kennels for a matchup between Cap RTK's Diego and Malino's Joel, 2-time winner and 1-time lose. So when Maligno Kennels said they also had a male open at 29 pounds. The idea of an OTC match for Jumong was scrapped and they decided to hook it up with the said kennel for a contracted match scheduled on the same date and venue as Diego and Joel's. A third matchup between the same groups on the same event was also scheduled, so the RTK boys pretty much had their hands full, leaving the much of the conditioning of Jumong to Dong, who have not had conditioned a match dog before. Jumong proved to be a hard worker. He seemed tireless with the road work. However, he was not much for treadmills then. So it was Dong found it no easy task to get his dog into shape. On the day of the match date, Maligno Kennels brought with them a white dog with a brown cow patch called Loco for Jumong. Upon release, Loco proved to be the aggressor and forced Jumong into a defensive position with ear holds. Loco pressed on hard, and in the initial onset, it seemed as if the match belonged to him and him alone. Yet the moment he let up, Jumong took the opportunity to take offense and punish Loco. Loco was first to scratch after the initial 30-second out of holds count was completed. In his corner, Loco was wild and raging to be let go. But Jumong, who looked calm in his corner, was ready. Both dogs managed to swap holds without giving up an inch. But it was Jumong who was very slowly coming into dominance. With every scratch, Loco seemed to weaken while Jumong stayed on top of his game. At the 1 hour and 48-minute mark, Loco groggily lurched from his corner for a 6th scratch but was unable to complete it, making Jumong a 1-time winner at the tender age of 18 months. It was said that Loco died not shortly after. After a 6-month rest, Jumong was contracted to go against another 1-time winner from GSK's camp. The boys of RTK originally wanted Jumong to face Paslang's AK-47, but ultimately decided against it and opted to use Venom instead. Eventually Venom lost the match in 1 hour and 58 minutes and Jumong was slated to go against GSK's Negro 1-time winner at 31 pounds. Negro tried to dominate Jumong early on, but Jumong stayed out of trouble by effectively holding onto his opponent's neck, ear and scruff alternately. At the 20-minute mark, Jumong had Negro on the carpet and was about to put him away. He managed to get a good hold of Jumong's front end and dished his own punishment. When Negro eased up a bit, Jumong again took the opportunity to work the head, neck and front end of the black dog until the fight had gone out of Negro. 5 minutes later, Negro was down and Jumong was dragging him across the carpet. From then on, Negro could not get up and Jumong continued to drag him around and punish the black dog at the same time. Dong would let his red dog rest and send Jumong again to bite the fight out of Negro before the first 30-second out of hold count was completed. In a little more than half an hour, Negro refused to budge from his corner and Jumong became a 2-time winner. RTK found an opponent with another black dog from Amores Perros called Alpha, who was a 1-time winner. For Jumong's championship match, both dogs made the contracted weight of 31 pounds easy and the match was on. Jumong worked on the defense early on as Alpha proved to be the aggressor trying to get a decent stifle hold. However, Jumong's defensive prowess proved a little too much for Alpha. The black dog changed tactics by going for a face hold. But Jumong brought his head down and managed a good hold of his opponent's front leg. Alpha tried to follow this move. But Jumong was quick to take him by the ear and rode the head. Near the 10-minute mark, Alpha had driven Jumong to a corner and managed a stifle hold. The Amores Perros camp was ecstatic. But their celebration was short-lived. For in a matter of seconds, Jumong rolled to safety and again rode Alpha's head. By quarter of an hour, Jumong had a nice choke hold. Things gradually went downhill for his opponent. No matter how Alpha tried to shake free, Jumong stayed glued on his head. 5 minutes after the half-hour mark, the count was completed and Alpha, the down dog, was first to scratch. Alpha made a nice scratch and Jumong was right there waiting to again ride his head. After Jumong's second scratch at the 41 minutes mark, it was evident that the fight had gone out of Alpha, as he kept on turning. Nonetheless, the black dog still completed his third scratch. But at 45 minutes, Alpha was pinned on a corner and retaliated very little. At 47 minutes Alpha lay limp on the carpet and Jumong was mopping the floor with him. At the 49-minute mark Alpha refused to scratch back to Jumong, making the RTK dog a champion. Jumong's fighting days were not yet over as RTK was looking for payback from the loss they suffered from Paslang and AK-47. After AK-47 also won championship, Jay wanted a match between him and Jumong. Paslang told Jay that the said fight would push through once AK-47 had recovered and was fit enough to begin training again. This was fine by the RTK and so they were hooked once more at 31.5 pounds. Dong and Jay conditioned Jumong, who now worked the treadmill effortlessly, and he was ripped to go in no time. Jay knew that if Jumong pours aggression early on, AK-47 might beat him. Jumong's early effective defense was just they would need. And thus the RTK camp worked that into their program. On the match day itself, AK-47 made the mistake of going for Jumong's face like he did with Venom. Jumong was used to face dogs and so he held AK-47 out effectively and then worked the neck and the armpit whenever he could. Every time AK-47 tried to get into Jumong's face, Jumong would lie down to force the opponent to take a scruff hold while he would clamp on the armpit. Jumong had been fighting black dogs right from the get-go. And AK-47, being another black dog, really irked the son of champion Daredevil. Jumong re-channeled this hatred for the said color by biting harder and AK-47 was picked up at 37 minutes. Jumong's fourth victory when he just had turned 3 years old proved to be his easiest. Man, he was a sight to see, a true golden warrior. Thanks again for listening to the Texas Scratch King channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share the video and hit the notification icon, so you know when a new one drops. Until the next time my friends, as we always say, never submit to life and keep scratching every time.